Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Morning Heart Devotion. Thank you for joining us this morning. Let's start off by offering a greeting about to our heavenly parents, true parents. 천진 참부모님께 겸배 바로. And now to lead us through the family pledge, I'd like to invite up Reverend Milhan Stevens.
가정맹세 1. 천여국 주인, 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 번향 땅을 찾아 번연의 창조의 상인, 지상천국과 천상천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천여국 주인, 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 중심, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천여국 주인, 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 신정권과 3대 왕권과皇族권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천여국 주인, 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조의 상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천여국 주인, 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천여국 주인, 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천여국 주인, 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 신정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천여국 주인, 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 천여국 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you very much, Reverend Milhan Stevens, for leading the family pledge. And now to open us up in prayer, I'd like to invite Naoko Kato-san. Naoko Kato-san, if you please unmute yourself and open us up in prayer.
Yes, let us pray. Dear Heavenly Parents and our beloved true parents. Heavenly Parents, thank you so much for this morning, new morning. We are gathered together with brothers and sisters to receive our true parents' word. Heavenly Parents, thank you so much for your love. Even we are so spiritually young, you are always with us to guide us and support us and teaching us what is how great your love is. Your love is eternal love and always positive to give us life and unchanging heart And we should be like your sons and daughters who are resembling you, Heavenly Parents. Our true parents has been suffered so much, and our true Father has been fighting all of his life with Satan, and he got victory through over Satan, and he brought Heavenly Parents' word, truth to us. Father, we are really sorry while you are on this earth, we couldn't show enough Johnson to you. Father, now our true mother is guiding us. She has all such a big burden on her shoulder. Heavenly Parents, we really want to unite with our true mother for this golden time, golden age. How lucky we are to meet to our true parents. Father, thank you so much for this day. We will open our heart and mind to receive Dr. Yong's guidance this morning. I report all of this prayer through Nobuhiro and Naoko Kato Grand Central family. Achu.
아주 thank you, 나오고 가토상, for your very, very sincere prayer. 감사합니다. Thank you.
Thank you, Naoko-san, for your prayer. All right, brothers and sisters, let's start the day in gratitude. My audio is a little bit low, so let me scream just a little bit more. Let's start our day in gratitude by spending the next 7 minutes sharing what we're grateful for this morning. If you're by yourself, please take this moment to reflect on what you're appreciative of this morning. We'll see you all in a few minutes.
You've been called, to serve and attend true parents. You've been called and you've to serve true mother directly. How many people in this world receive such a calling? How many people have been called to do so? I'm really, really so grateful. Just out of the 7.7 billion people in this whole world, I was called to attend true parents. It's like my greatest honor, my greatest joy. Oh my gosh, I get to attend true parents. Oh my goodness, right? And I get to serve and attend all of you and my friends and my family and my members, and I get to really serve these people through my attendance at true parents. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. And so I woke up the other day and I realized how precious, how amazing that is, and how just how grateful I am to be able to just do up my part. So yeah, I really feel that.
Thank you.
Right now.
Okay, Husai-san.
Hi, good morning. I'm grateful Naoko-san's this morning deep prayer, and I'm so proud of her and the Japanese community. Yesterday, we had a conference with Mrs. Yong, and she has so much deep knowledge of Bible. So she taught us how to overcome daily murder through the Bible. And I'm so grateful, Mrs. Yong. I really want to welcome every day in my heart, Mrs. Yong. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, John Jackson and Husai-san. Just now, John Jackson mentioned that, among 7.7 billion or 7.8 billion people, how many of them are really working and helping for True Mother's Providence? Really very, very rare. Then how much grateful we are. But for me, of course, we need to have that kind of feeling for me. How many of them, among 7.8 billion people, how many of them really understand God's sorrowful heart and shedding tears?
Oh, yeah.
When I think about that, my tears come down. Last 6,000, 7,000, according to Bible, record, more than 10,000, 20,000, I do not know. Such a lonely God. Nobody notices him, how sorrowful he is. Nobody comfort him, console him. And finally sent true parents. How many of them understand true parents' heart and then really walking together with the true mother? Very, very rare. Can you imagine about that? So I really appreciate John Jackson's such a beautiful and inner realization for God's presence. Thank you so much, John Jackson. And Husai-san, thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Jackson, Husai-san, for sharing with us your gratitude points this morning. Next, I'd like to call on Takashi Kubota. Takashi Kubota to share with us his gratitude points this morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hi. Okay. In the meeting, I just shared how grateful I am to have a wonderful community here in Worcester, Massachusetts. I have a brothers and sisters that I can visit and hang around. And yesterday, I had one brother visited me, brought me a tuna fish. So I was just grateful for my community. And well, this is not what I shared in the breakout room, but what I was grateful also is that yesterday's morning devotion, Dr. Yong gave us the marching order, as Rashford said. So, this voice of Dr. Yong, you gotta get out and do something. So I just have to get out and yesterday afternoon, I went out. I didn't know where to go, what to do, but I just went out into the city and, try to meet someone. I didn't want to focus on, giving blessing. I needed this number. I just wanted to serve and love and smile. I need some object to serve and love. So that's what I did. And, I didn't get any result external, but, I was able to talk to people and I felt so good and liberated. Just, so yeah, we need that. The kind of really going out and take responsibility and do action.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my inspiration that I had yesterday. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Takashi Kubota. When you are inspiration and strong desire and enthusiasm to do something, and then very easy to lose power. In the beginning, you are initiate, but there is not much result, not much support to you. That's why I'd like to recommend not just only Takashi Kubota. You need to creating Trinity, and who really can work together with you among brothers and sisters. And then when you make the unity among Trinity, who can support you, who can work together, and always 2 or 3 people give and take, and then go to the front line. No matter what, you can overcome any difficult situation. You can maintain your first motivation all the time. That's why I think I'd like to mention again and again the unity among Trinity and working together, few people. And that is really, really, we call it teamwork. Teamwork means, according to True Parents guidance, there is system of the Trinity. Teamwork means not by alone, not by 2, centering on 3 people. When you have inseparable, beautiful, and then that kind of the unity, I am telling you, that is only God's kingdom of heaven. You can win anything. Thank you so much, Takashi Kubota-san.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing, Takashi-san. I really love your energy and your willingness to go out there, and do something. Thank you for sharing. All right, brothers and sisters, it's been 2 days that finally Dr. Yong is back with us in the flesh, and just really grateful for his presence here. So let's prepare our hearts and prepare our minds to receive our heavenly inspiration today through our beloved Dr. Chang-Sik Yong.
안녕하세요, my brothers and sisters. Last 2 days, my recording speech, right? I really missed all of you. Good morning again, my dear brothers and sisters, clergy and ambassador for peace. 안녕하십니까? Wow, I just came back from this sub-region 5. I could see incredible potential. I also deeply appreciate our Reverend Kevin Thompson, his great leadership. His leadership very steady, stable, very powerful, creating unity everywhere. He knows how to do teamwork. He really knows the system of the teamwork, how can cooperate together. I really so amazed by his teamwork. I really appreciate Kevin Thompson couple and then also Reverend Lu, even though he's very busy and but came and joined together with me and travel here and there. Thank you so much. I'd like to show some photos here. On August 31st, I had a breakfast meeting with ACLC pastors in San Francisco area. And then there are really key ministers came. I shared with them something, True Parents Word. Wow, they are really, some of them just hearing my word and then shedding tears and confess something. It was a really, really beautiful meeting. And we had a group photo together with them. And then we visited Twin Peaks, the first holy ground where true parents established in USA in 1965. There were very, 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 very strong wind. I felt like we can make a strong heavenly storm, strong heavenly hurricane to revive entire America. We had a very, very strong prayer. It was a very beautiful moment. And we visited the Third Baptist Church of San Francisco, one of the mega church, and had a beautiful meeting with the Reverend Dr. Amos Brown. He testified about the Unification Church. And I invited him to our future Pastors Summit. This was a group photo together. Some of the Japanese members really take care of him and church. Everywhere I can see some of our Japanese members really such a great commitment to really follow up and take care of the Christian ministers. Of course, their language is limited, their knowledge is limited, they do not know how to explain, but why they move by us? Not because of the knowledge, not because of the principle. Of course, principle is important. They really moved by our Japanese members serving and continuous about support and then visiting. That's why they really moved by that. Thank you so much. All our, not just only Japanese people, some of the American brothers and especially Sujan in Los Angeles. Wow, how incredible work. And then Tengan and all our leaders and brothers and sisters. Then I had a dinner meeting with the key leaders of a Bay Area church. Our family church name is a Bay Area in San Francisco. I had a beautiful give and take with the key leaders. Really incredible meeting. And then I share some important thing about our own portion of responsibility. And I had a meeting with the church members of Bay Area Church, around, I think more than 200 members gathered. And I gave a speech and the second generation performance. Some of the second generation received the award after reading EDP 100 times. Already they have the fire about Fundok spirit, EDP 1 hour content 100 times. Now many second generation is doing that kind of condition. And at the end, I'd like to show one of the beautiful testimony about EDP 100 times reading condition. I came back 2 days ago from my 5th sub-regional tour. I would like to express again my sincere gratitude to everyone, including Reverend Du, his wife, Kevin Thompson, and his wife, Pastor Tengan, and Naoko, all the leaders and staff. Thank you so much. For me, it's a really, even though very short visit, but for me, really unforgettable time period. And that was a group photo, had a beautiful church. I never seen this kind of beautiful church in our movement. Really beautiful. Today, I'd like to talk about our enemy becomes a friend from True Mother's memoir. I'd like to invite Heavenly Honey, please read.
In 1946, the year after the restoration of Korean independence, Father Moon was arrested while evangelizing in North Korea. The police accused him of being a spy for South Korean President Syngmi Rhee and locked him in the Daedong detention center in Pyongyang. His captors severely tortured him and threw what they thought was his dead body out onto the snow. A year later, Father Moon was arrested again and incarcerated in Hangnam Special Labor Camp under a regime of forced labor at the nearby Hangnam Nitrogen Fertilizer Factory. For 2 years and 8 months, he suffered indescribable hardships. As this was taking place, My mother and maternal grandmother also were imprisoned by the communist police for our religious beliefs and practices. They were released after much hardship. I have already recounted our separation from the rest of our family, our escape in 1948 with the help of my uncle, and our arduous journey to the South. Over the subsequent decades, the North Korean government continued to treat us as its enemies. My husband and I had been carrying out victory over communism activities throughout the world, and we received information that North Korean leader Kim Il-sung wanted to assassinate us. In June 1975, shortly after the fall of Saigon, we held the World Rally for Korean Freedom, which brought over 1.2 million people to Yoido Plaza in Seoul to stand strong against communism. With neither fear nor anger, my husband and I prayed ceaselessly for reconciliation between North and South Korea. We were not responsible for the division of the Korean Peninsula, but we took responsibility for its peaceful reunification. We have always felt that ending the conflict on the Korean Peninsula would turn the world toward peace. Hence, after returning from our meeting with Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev, we decided that we would have to meet Chairman Kim Il-sung of North Korea. We set a goal by the end of 1991.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. True Mother said after returning from our meeting with the Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev, we decided that we would have to meet Chairman Kim Il-sung of North Korea. We set a goal by the end of 1991. The determination we made to go to North Korea seemed an impossible dream. Yeah, really, our true parents' determination was so strong. You know, my brothers and sisters, the conclusion of God's providence of restoration is to naturally subdue Satan, surrender Satan. The subjugation of Satan is the subjugation of the enemy. And the subjugation of the enemy begins by subjugating the realm of Cain. Gorbachev symbolized the realm of the archangel, and Kim Il-sung of North Korea symbolized Adam of the realm of Cain. True parents need to meet them, must meet them, because they cannot bring about world peace as well as the Korean Peninsula peace unless they naturally subdue Gorbachev and Kim Il-sung for the realm of the archangel and Cain. The meeting of true parents with Gorbachev and Kim Il-sung was a cause of absolute destiny. Absolute destiny that they must meet. And it must be concluded with harmony. You look at the Jacob's course after 21 years course. And Jacob, no matter what, he need to meet his elder brother, the position of Cain, Esau. This is absolute destiny. And then meeting with Esau as a position of Abel, Jacob. At the end, it must be concluded with harmony. That's why Father said, I must go to Moscow. I must go to North Korea. I need to meet Archangel figure Gorbachev. I need to meet, Cain's figure, substantial Cain in front of true Father. I need to meet Kim Il-sung. This is absolute destiny. Without meeting substantially Gorbachev and Kim Il-sung, how can true parents can bring the world peace, even including Korean Peninsula peace? It is impossible. But it is really amazing. Do you know that? One of the, Father exactly followed the principal course. He came to America, exactly finished 21 years course, in America. And then he met the Kim Il-sung. Jacob, his 21 years course, not in his hometown. Throughout father's 21 years course, not in Korea. He came to America, same as Jacob. After exactly 21 years course finish, and met Kim Il-sung. And what was the ending? It was a beautiful reconciliation between Kim Il-sung and true father. Like in true parents' life course, we must also meet people of Cain's realm and bring them to natural surrender. If Abel cannot make a Cain's surrender, the birthright cannot be restored. If the birthright is not restored, he cannot advance to the parent's position. When there is make the unity, reconciliation between Cain and Abel, that is the foundation to welcome the Messiah. Messiah is the parent. That's why without making unity between Cain and Abel, you cannot become the parent's position. We need to meet our tribe of Cain's realm and make them surrender for us to move to the parent's position and step forward to the position of the tribal Messiah, who is the parent of the tribe. Heavenly tribal Messiah. Messiah means he's a parent. Our most important responsibility is loving Cain and bringing them to natural surrender. However, natural surrender cannot happen unless I truly love and serve and sacrifice. Without loving, without serving, without sacrificing, how can we surrender our Cain? That's why Father said, you need to go to front line and need to meet your Cain's group. Cain's group is your HTM area. Need to go. This is an absolute destiny as Abel's figure. As the Abel figure, if our movement does not make established church, does not make about the Christian church surrender, we will never succeed providentially. In that sense, ACLC is very important to the private. Unification Church is what? The position of Abel. Then who is the position of Cain? That is an existing, established church, which is a Christian church. So as the Abel, no matter what, you need to make Cain. Somebody say, oh, let's just only focus on the developing our church. They are not increasing just only membership. What I'm talking about. God's 6,000 years of providence is what's the main problem? To conquer Cain's heart. So as an Abel figure, without meeting Cain's figure, does not make any sense. That's why, the ACLC providence, how important it is. As a Unification Church member, you don't have your own Christian minister, own Christian church to serve. That means You do not know the meaning of the God's providence. Very important. Where there is Cain, there is Abel. Where there is Abel, there is Cain. As a brothers and sisters, need to meet together. This is absolute our life cause. I hate the ACLC. I don't like the ACLC. Nothing help us, God's providence. You do not know God's providence. Huh? Need to meet. Why father need to go to North Korea, need to meet Kim Il-sung? Why he need to go to Soviet Union and need to meet Gorbachev? As Abel need to meet Cain. Abel's destiny need to meet Cain, and then we need to make the condition natural surrender. That is the cause of the God's restoration. So that's why I'd like to encourage my brothers and sisters. Now Mother is coming, beginning of December. And then Mother came last June, already June and July, 3 months already passed. How much are you serious about? Serving Christian nation. Our goal is 1,200 Christian ministers need to have the 3-day ceremony, 40-day separation. I'd like to really encourage our brothers and sisters, take it very serious. Unification Church as an able group need to meet Cain's group. This is our destination. And then our second generation as an able position, you need to meet Cain's second generation, which is YCLC. Without our second generation as the able figure, without meeting about the YCLC group, Christian second generation does not make any sense. We just only raising up our second generation within our own realm, within our own foundation, within our own protection. I am telling you, never grow up. Never grow up. Abel need to meet Cain. Our second generation need to meet Christian people's second generation, which is YCLC. Go there, serving them, performance together, singing together. When we serve the Cain's figure, then you know the meaning of the Abel. Very, very important. Just at home, never meet any Cain, never visit any church. Just inspiring by morning devotion or Sunday service, but someone father's word, do not take any action, does not make any sense. Our job is to meet Cain. Cain. Do not recognize Cain. They do not say, you are my Abel. Very important point. So continue read.
For more than 40 years, my husband and I had been unable to return to our hometowns. Through the 1980s, we taught our principles in every corner of the world, but we couldn't go to North Korea, which is only an hour's flight from Seoul. Nothing can alleviate the longing and anguish that results from the inability to visit one's hometown, especially when it is so near. Nonetheless, the reason my husband and I wanted to go to North Korea was not to visit our hometowns and relatives, even though we missed them dearly. The determination we made to go to North Korea seemed an impossible dream. North Korea would not even allow groups of journalists from the West to enter. But we continued our sincere prayers of forgiveness and reconciliation and had our members reach out to North Korea in any way possible, believing that God could make a way out of no way. In answers to our prayers, in mid-November 1991, while in the United States, a courier brought us a sealed invitation. We opened it in private. addressed to us personally, it stated that Chairman Kim Il-sung was inviting us to visit North Korea.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. Today's Father's word to restore back to the original state. When we lost original state, how can we restore back? Father talking about very important content. Heavenly Honey, please.
To restore back to the original state, firstly, you need to have the mindset and the attitude to stand in such an environment once again. Then what must you do? You must not become a person focused on external possessions, and you must not be satisfied with materialistic possessions in regards to God's will. In the secular world, people pursue satisfaction through materialistic things, but you should not be satisfied with such things in front of God's will. Otherwise, you will be filled with discontent. You must fill yourself with this kind of attitude to the extent your heart explodes. Then it will be easier to restore back to the original state. Without such a mindset, it will be extremely difficult to be restored to the original state.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. In order to restore back to the original state, the mindset and attitude are very important. To do that, you must not be satisfied with the materialistic possessions, the Father said. If you serve materialistic possessions, specifically speaking, money more than God, He will leave you. God will leave you. When there is a plenty of the materialistic possession, you will be full and never see God. Fallen human beings become arrogant when they have enough materialistic possessions. They become negligent in seeking God. That's why Bible mentioned that in Matthew chapter 19, verse 23 to 24, it says, Then said Jesus unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again, I say unto you, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. Oh my God! Means those who have a possession of the material, almost impossible to enter the kingdom of heaven because not easy to give up. Therefore, we need to always to be poor in spirit. What does it about poor in spirit? When the spirit is hungry, very, very thirsty, or when you are thirsty, looking for the water. So when we are thirsty in spirit, it always seeks to find the truth of God's word. And you have to be dissatisfied with the world. We really long for original world, the original family, and original parents more than external possessions. We need to miss the heart of heaven all the time. That's why we need to have that kind of longing heart. I really want to be a true sons and daughters. I really want to be a future sons and daughters. I really have a longing heart to establish an ideal family. I want to become ideal husband and wife and parents and children and siblings. I really long for my ideal tribe, my long for ideal nation and world. If we have that kind of longing heart, real kingdom of heaven, this is the key to go back to our original state. But if you miss material, you miss material, like when Israelites came out from Egypt, they're longing for food. They're longing about that place. They want to go back. Oh my goodness. Anyone satisfied with the materialistic possessions, then they cannot relate to God. This is the point. In order to restore back to the original state, we need to have a longing heart for ideal individual, ideal family, ideal nation, ideal kingdom of heaven. This kind of desire more stronger than any kind of the materialistic possessions. Then finally, we can go back to God's bosom. Today's youth ministry, stages of the faith for beginners. Very important. Why? Because from now on, while doing Heavenly Travel Messiah Mission, we are taking care of so many Christian ministers. We must nurture many beginners of faith, right? So what is the stage of the faith for a beginner believer? Very important point, how to raise up the beginners. Anyone try to learn divine principle, after learning divine principle, except through parents, how can we take care of them? No, the beginner stages I'm talking about. A believer's first step is to treat their body as God's. I again mentioned that. We need to treat my body as God's temple, as God's belonging. Huh? This is a very important point I am telling you. According to divine principle, God's portion of responsibility 95%, and the human portion of responsibility is 5%. What does it mean? God's portion of responsibility plus human portion of responsibility. It means what? To create something, to inherit God's foundation and creation, what to do? Need to be a co-worker. Need to be a co-creator. So, to carry on, co-create or co-worker as God and human being, need to have a teamwork. Need to work together, but need to know that God's portion of responsibility, 95%. My portion of responsibility, 5%. That means God's portion of responsibility, 95% means He will do almost everything. Then what is my portion of responsibility? Just deny myself. I am not mine. I am not belong to myself. I belong to God. That is my 5% portion of responsibility. Then the other rest, 95%, God does everything. So, to become co-creator, co-worker, need to get along with God all the time. Why everything decide by yourself? Why do everything by your own sake? This is the problem. Yeah, as a co-worker, need to work together with God. To work together God, need to invite God to come to my heart. So, to invite God, now I need to make the space for God can come to my heart. That is the self-denial. That is a self-denial. Everything decided by myself. And then making decision, motivation, whatever I do, I don't care God. I do not realize God. I no need to God's help. then our fallen man never ever become co-worker, never ever become co-creator, never inherit God's such creation. Can you imagine? We learn divine principle. 95% is God's job. My job is just only 5%. What does 5% means? Deny myself. God is my subject. You are 95%. You are my subject. I'm the object partner. Wow. This is very clear. We need to have a teamwork. Co-creator means what? Co-worker means what? Teamwork with God. Don't do it by yourself. 95% belong to God. That means God do almost everything. Why decide by yourself? What your determination, motivation? Wow. This is important point. Why have to deny? God really want to participate as a co-worker. And then I kick out him. His job is 95%. My job is 5%. What you can do just using 5%? What? You cannot do anything. And to be frank with you, you cannot do anything. God wants to do 95%. Why want to using your own power? Your own power is just only 5%. It is impossible to accomplish your goal. Let God work. Let's invite God. Let him do it. How to let him do it? Deny myself. I am not belonging. Belong to God. This kind of teaching is very, very important, especially to the beginners. Sunday should be considered God's day and keep holy. Commitment is important for beginners of faith. Commitment. You need to have a commitment. That's why you need to give responsibility to the beginners. Without guiding them, what is your commitment? Without commitment as a beginner, your life of faith will never grow up. Need a commitment. For example, in the case of the Christian pastors, the 40-day separation and after blessing and the commitment of the 30-day ceremony are very important. Their commitment. We invite them and just have a nice meal, beautiful hotel, and listening beautiful word and then eating, and then our member praise them and go back. Oh my goodness. No commitment. What is their own portion of responsibility? They need to have a commitment. To raise up our beginner, need to tell them clearly their commitment. Therefore, when we carry on ACLC, we do not say about the 40-day separation, 30-day ceremony, do not give any commitment, do not give any portion of responsibility, then they are onlooker. We are raising up them as a tourist. As just only tourist. 40-day separation, 30-day ceremony means co-worker. Need to participate. Need to have commitment together. Very important. That's why whatever we do not emphasize the 40-day separation, 30-day ceremony for Christian people. Just we are you raising up tourists. Onlooker. Just come and go. Come and go. Our movement never ever grow up. 40-day separation, 30-day ceremony means let them become ownership. As a beginner also, no matter how much busy you are, you should leave your circumstance behind and focus on the circumstance of God. They need to separate, even though no matter how much busy, you need to spend time. You need to have a commitment to attend Sunday service. You need to have the commitment to give the donation. Very important. Giving the commitment. Serious commitment. It means to fully dedicate my body to public purpose. Something need to involve the public purpose. Do not let them do by own things. Of course, they do their own job, but at least a certain percentage need to have a commitment. Without commitment, as a beginner, never grow up their life of faith. By keeping Sunday as one day holy, I must live the rest of my life as a person belong to God. That's why I need to teach them who you are, your identity, very clearly, and then tell them what your commitment. The second step of the believer is to treat himself as Abel's belonging. Very important. First one is what? God's belonging. Second one is what? As Abel's belonging. I have to decide which Abel I will be managed by faith. A person who goes to church without deciding on Abel figure can be called what's that? Spectator believer, just a tourist, onlooker. People who do not have an Abel of faith cannot grow in their faith because they make their own decisions and lives as they please. That's why in our life of faith, you just come and join and then ask them to commit to attend Sunday service, doing some condition. Secondly, very important, and beginner, you need to relate to somebody. Your spiritual father, mother, your Abel's figure. Without this kind of the artistic relationship with the able spiritual father and mother, there is no way to grow up. That's why relationship between spiritual children and spiritual parents, very important, need to make inseparable relationship. That's why as a beginner, as a first believer, and came and joined and know our movement, then they let them know that the importance of the relationship with the able. If you go to church and don't have a relationship with the able figure, your heart will move away from the church and you lose attachment to it. Then you do not long for church. In the beginning, you are very inspired and came and joined church. But after that, nobody take care of them. Nobody follow up them. Doesn't have any relationship with any able figure. They lose their faith. That's why anyone come to church, how to properly introduce, who can take care of him? Who can take care of her? This is an important point. There is a period of joy when you first enter the church and heard the word. The next stage is to build a relationship with the able figure who has a better faith than you. Only then can you move up over level. Always find someone to give and receive with. My original mind always wants to find the subject of faith. Faith will never grow unless you have a relationship with your able of faith. You don't have able, your life is in danger. Very dangerous. Everything decided by yourself, very dangerous. As a church member, you don't have anyone you can respect. No, I cannot respect anyone. Your life is in danger. You cannot respect anyone in your life of faith. Finally, you no respect God. Finally, no respect to the parents. Then I cannot find that kind of able figure. Then why don't you be that kind of able, someone respect you, love you? You don't have the both side. At least you need to have one. You cannot find any able figure like that. Why don't you be a that kind of able figure, someone really respect you and follow you and have an inseparable relationship? You don't have that kind of able. You cannot be that kind of able, someone who respect you. You are in danger. After you have a relationship with an able faith, you have to take some responsibility in the church. In order for faith to grow, one must take responsibility in some area in church. Faith grows through responsibility. So there must be responsibility in the church or in outreach. And God gives me responsibility so that I can grow. You know, always a father saying, someone come to church, listening Sunday service and go back. You don't have any responsibility in the church. Human being can grow up through a responsibility. You just come and listening divine principle, listening God's word, Sunday service, and go back. You are tourist. You are tourist. You are just an onlooker. Anyone come to church have to be responsible something. Cleaning toilet. I want to take care of the youth group. I want to take care of kindergarten. Anything you need to have something, your responsible area. Without responsibility, your life of it never grow up. You just become onlooker. 300 members in San Francisco, I already told them that. Your 300 members, each one of you have to some portion of responsibility in your church. Accounting mission, cleaning toilet, and then take care of the one member or two member. This internal your portion of responsibility, external portion of responsibility to serve Christianity, to serve some member, witness, to serve the ethnic group. You don't have any responsibility in church, and plus outreach. You don't have any responsibility. You never visit any Christian church. You never met any king. What to do? How to grow up your life of faith? It is really nonsense to grow up. Very important stage of faith for beginners. Grow up through portion of responsibility. That's why as a leader, you need to give responsibility to each one of the members. What you can do. You need to take ownership. You just come and listening and then go back. You are just onlooker. Tourist. Tourists just have a look, this is nice, good, and just eye shopping and then go back. Never grow up without responsibility. The church is like a family. Parents wait for their children when it is time to eat. If you don't give and receive with a relationship of longing with the church members, you will become exhausted. If there is no one waiting for me or longing for me at church, even if I go to church, I become spectator. Need to have responsibility. Today, I'd like to show, even though time is a little bit over, but very beautiful testimony, Fundok testimony, Koki Tamura, the YCLC leader in San Francisco area. Please, Heavenly Honey, read.
I would like to share with you a very deep testimony of Koki Tamura, the YCLC leader in San Francisco area. He had a chance to greet you when you visited, but didn't get the chance to share his heart. So I'm sending his testimony to you. I am so moved by Koki. Only 7 months ago, he was not involved in any ministry. In just a few months, he's been able to build such a powerful spirit and energy in the youth in Bay Area through YCLC. Hello, Dr. Yong. My name is Koki Tamura, the YCLC coordinator from the Bay Area. And I introduced myself to you last night in the Bay Area. I was so inspired to attend your meeting and service last night at the Bay Area Church, and my heart felt so full being able to dance for you with the high school youth. Actually, what I wanted to share to you about YCLC activity was about the young high school students. Many months ago, you shared that we all need to read the EDP 100 times as a condition of Junsan and to deepen our understanding of the divine principle. Many of the high school students that you saw perform the dance yesterday have been doing Hundake every single day for the past 5 months. And it started with the reading of the EDP 100 times. Many of them finished this reading condition, and even though they finished reading it, They continue to read Father's words in the Bible for Hundake. Their central figure is Tamana Ishibashi, and she has really been moved by your heart and guidance during morning devotion. When she heard that my family and I were doing church outreach every Sunday, she invited both herself and all of the kids to do outreach with my family. And every single week for 3 straight months now, they have been visiting churches with my family and the YCLC team. All of this foundation comes from their reading of the EDP 100 times and their heart to really connect to our true parents' heart, especially true mother. This condition has really brought the Holy Spirit down to the high school youth in the Bay Area, and it will only continue to grow. I feel that these high school students have a much higher quality of heart than myself, and they really love outreach activity and going to the front line. I have great hope in the future of YCLC and ACLC activities in the Bay Area, and I hope that you can feel this hope as well, Dr. Yong.
Yes, thank you. ACLC like a first generation, YCLC is like a second generation. In our movement also, our second generation, whenever they connect to YCLC, serving Christianity, serving Cain, just now I mentioned, they are so inspired because they exactly follow the true parents' course. Abel need to meet Cain. Our second generation, as an able position of the second generation, you need to meet second generation, Cain's second generation. That's why now many of them who join about the YCLC activity, they are so inspired. And also they are really seriously studying EDP. Now is everywhere. Now booming to read 100 times EDP everywhere, especially our second generation. I am so glad when I was in San Francisco, I give the certificate who completed 100 EDP. Many second generation now, they receive the award and the certificate, and then some of them are now on the way to complete 100 times. Wow, this is a great sign already, our second generation. Thank you very much today.
This morning, I was so moved. It was long, but I just really wanted to keep listening and listening. I won't share my reflection now, maybe later because we don't have much time. But brothers and sisters, let's spend the next few minutes sharing with each other any insight you gained from today. If you're by yourself, please take this moment to reflect on what you gained from today's morning devotion. We'll see you all in a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone. So I hope you had a great time in your breakout. As usual, I did as well. You know, God keeps working in various ways. The people that I did want to talk to, that I had been meaning to talk to for some time, but haven't gone to it. And so, yeah, I'd like to call on actually Uncle Francis. Didn't finish his talk, so I'd like to call on Francis Marsal, leader of Heavenly USA, to share with us his reflection from today's morning devotion.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning from UTS. We're starting a kickoff workshop for GPA.
Oh, Francis, thank
Good
you.
morning, Dr. Yong. Good morning.
you.
Waiting for you. We're so excited. You're coming soon. Yeah, my reflection. I'm so grateful for, Koki's letter, because, I testify, I witness the power of, the able realm, able loving Cain. And when our youth are meeting those Christian pastors, I've been witnessed with my own eyes. It's really, they cannot fulfill their calling Christianity without receiving Christ. And he comes through us through Abel. So once they meet our second gen and we interact, it's I don't know, it's magical. It's really, they're really wondering, and then it creates such a high energy. And those pastors really receiving so much life through that. So I'm so inspired by Koki, how much Koki really bring all our second gen and constantly visiting church, because I realized we can't understand the principle unless we go through the teaching of the Bible and through loving Christianity. We can't even understand the principle.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful for the words this morning. I feel so excited, and I feel what we're doing with Heavenly USA is powerful. Thank you so much, Dr.
Yeah,
Young.
you are doing great job. We are Koki testimony, Koki cookie or cookie Koki. I think he's doing excellent job. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Uncle Francis, for sharing. Next, I'd like to ask Emmanuel Saunders, to share with us his reflection from today's morning devotion.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Emmanuel.
Good morning. I was speaking this morning about how I was very moved by that testimony for YCLC and ACLC, Mr. Cookie. He was an amazing, that really gave me a lot of inspiration. I'm very, very happy whenever I hear about anybody reaching out to the Christians. It's very powerful. And I got to witness, GPA, the youth dancing and singing. And Miss Juanita mentioned that when you dance, she said, you don't even need words. If you just dance and sing and you reach out to them, like you said, Dr. Young, if we go knocking on Christian doors, I think we can really make a powerful impact. So I'm so grateful for his testimony, so grateful for your words of inspiration about the Cain Abel figures. Really very powerful for me, very inspiring.
Wow.
And I'm so grateful for all of it. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Your beautiful sharing. 감사합니다.
Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Emmanuel. All right, brothers and sisters, there's such rich content. I wish everybody could hear what Dr. Young shared today. So please invite your friends, your family, everyone. Just share this all across the various platforms on YouTube, on Facebook. And if you're watching from those platforms, you can join in the Zoom room. There's a live active chat all the time, and you get to see Dr. Young in higher definition. So you can join by going to edu.familyfed.org. And of course, if you're feeling especially inspired today, I'd like to encourage you to give to support Morning Devotion Ministries by clicking the link in the chat. If you're online, just go to edu.familyfed.org. And at the top, there should be a link to donate to support this ministry. All right, and now we're going to go into our musical offering. I'm very excited for today's musical offering, and it's from none other than our Albany pastor, Sebastian and Merritt Waymer. Reverend Sebastian and Merritt Waymer.
Good morning, everybody.
Whoa, you're a couple today. Whoa.
Thank you, Dr. Yang. We are looking forward to having you here on Tuesday.
Yay!
1 hour and 45 minutes.
Yay! Exciting.
Yes, I'm grateful to be here. And Emmanuel just mentioned Juanita, Dr. Juanita, and in the spirit of her always starting out anything she does, singing or praying, taking a breath. So I would like to follow her example and use an out breath to embrace and commemorate all the calamities and the brothers and sisters who are struggling right now. As it says in the one principle, in the last days, disasters and devastation will abound, as Jesus said, for nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines and earthquakes in various places. So especially in New York State, New York City, we had 37 people die of the recent Ida hurricane. I'd like to just take a moment to breathe out and embrace everybody and offer their suffering and everybody's suffering in the world by breathing in, offering it to God. So I want to just take one moment to do that. So breathe out, embrace everybody, and breathe in to offer it up to God. And now I'm going to give the microphone to my wife.
Hi. The song we're going to sing, I heard the first time when I met True Mother, for the second time. The first time I met True Mother was in San Francisco in June of 1973. And they came to the airport on their way back to Korea. So we didn't talk to them much or see them. The second time I saw them was in November of 73 in Detroit. And they gave a speech there. And after I was on MFT at that point. And after this speech, they invited the MFT and all the members to McDonald's. And the McDonald's shut down, they shut the doors except to our group. And Father ordered Big Macs, French fries and milkshakes for everybody. And then he spoke briefly, and then he asked Mother to sing. And so previously, our sisters all sang other songs, but after we heard this song, this was the song that we always sang. So it's Oh Maya. Oh Maya Nunaya Gangyat Sacha Durenan Panchakinan Kumoripi Timan Hakenan Kalipenore Om Maya Nunaya Gangyat Sacha. I want to live by the river with my family. The river shines like the golden sand in the fields. It glistens to the sound of swirling autumn leaves. I want to live by the riverside.
Wow.
Oh my, everybody. Naya Gangyat Sacha. Turenon Panchakinan Kumoripi. Timan Hakenan Kalipenore. Oh Maya Nunaya Gangyat Sacha.
Oh, great. Thank you. Beautiful harmony as a husband and wife. 감사합니다.
Yeah, 감사합니다. Thank you so much, Reverend Sebastian and Meredith Whitmer, for offering such a beautiful song. And now to close us out in prayer, I'd like to ask Sujin Akden, if you don't mind closing out in prayer.
All right, please join me in prayer. Dearest Heavenly Parent and true parents, thank you very much for this wonderful morning and this wonderful opportunity that all of us could participate together as brothers and sisters from around the world and around America. We're really grateful to, and we're really honored and grateful to have Dr. Yong here with us, always giving us morning devotion time with the words of true parents and with a lot of important reminders on our relationship with you and your heart, Heavenly Parent. I know each one of us are growing, and we're really all trying our best to reach out to you in our lives of faith so that we can develop a stronger relationship with you and create a good relationship with true parents to deepen our understanding of what we can do in this world at this time on your behalf. We're really grateful for the words of Dr. Yong reminding us that each one of us, we are temples of you, Heavenly Parent, that your mind and your heart can really come to dwell within our minds and hearts. And that through our devotion, we can keep on creating space for you to work through us, especially in reaching out to our brothers and sisters around the world. And so I'm really grateful to be able to participate in this morning devotion. And I want to pray for all those who haven't joined us yet, that they can really join us in hearts until the day that they come to join us as well through participating in the morning. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so grateful, and I report this prayer in all of our names here and in my name, Sujan Ogden, daughter of Christopher and Marie Ogden, a Central Best family, Aju.
Aju. Your prayer is always beautiful, powerful, very, very sincere. Thank you so much, my dear brothers and sisters. Today, I'm going to start to have the Sub-Region 1 tour. I have a longing heart to see many brothers and sisters in person. Please do all your best. And also, once again, I'd like to remind you, as an able figure, without serving Cain, I am telling you, you will become Cain. Do not serve Cain, you will become more Cain. Without serving, if you're serving your Cain, that is a meaning. You really become able figure. Without serving Cain, become more complete. Really become Cain. Thank you very much. God bless you. My dear brothers and sisters, 사랑합니다. I love you.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Yong. Thank you, Sujan. And just like Dr. Yong said, the SR1 tour is starting today. Hope you all have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Brothers and sisters, 감사합니다. Thank you.
Thank you.